In this video I'm talking about camera bags and organising said camera bags. Doesn't sound the most exciting of topics, but honestly if you pay attention to your camera bag, it can take, especially as an amateur hobbyist, whatever, it can take a lot of stress and worry out of your photography. You can just go ahead and do whatever type of photography you want to do without having to worry, what have I got with me, do I have the things that I need, that I want to use. And obviously not including tripods and so forth. They sometimes come with a carrier case, and obviously you'll know if you've got your tripod with you or not, obviously. One of the reasons why I want to do this video is I intended to do a video about organising my Canon bag that I've used for about 6 years, and I've just purchased this Dura Gadget backpack bag, which I'll talk about in a few minutes, and why I decided to actually buy another bag apart from this one. Like I said, this is a bag I've used for the last 6 years. It's held up very, very well. Bought it just literally a couple of days. The thing about Zoom wasn't even 2 full days after I got my Canon 1200D. Wasn't my initial intention of getting a particular Canon bag for my Canon camera. It just, when I went to the Curry's store, where I knew, because I'd looked at things like memory cards and stuff like that, I knew they were selling bags similar to this, and when I went up there, this was on sale. It was about just over £20, roughly around that time. It was about on sale. This model still available. I wanted to do this video, like I said, a while ago, and this two-tone, I'm sure you can see it probably better now when I lift it up. This two-tone olive green and black bag still actually available in some places, and it has held up really, really well. So, into organising the camera bag, and obviously I will say as I open this up, because I don't want everything to go everywhere when I lift it up, it's up to each individual's preference how you want to actually sort out and organise your own camera bag, depending on what bag you have, what your personal preferences is, what your way of doing things is. So with this bag, and I'll run through this because this is a video that I wanted to do. It's very, very simple though. First of all, in the lid I have my batteries. I have my Canon 1200D set up kind of in this bag right now. Obviously it's for the video again. So I have my batteries in here. The reason why I choose to have the batteries in what I would call the lid of the bag is simply because, especially with the size of memory cards that I have, the last few years, as I've tended to buy like minimum about of 128GB cards, and although Canon 1200D is a single memory card slot camera, obviously, I was more likely to want batteries, well, a newer, fresher battery rather than another memory card. Especially with some of the wrestling events I do go overboard a little bit with the photos, but especially now with the Sony a7 III. But I put the batteries in there, so I thought, right, I'm more likely to want batteries than memory cards, and it's just so much easier. The innards of the bag, the main packing space that you can see in here, this bag is pretty small. It's not the largest bag in terms of what you can carry. I have in here right now my Canon 1200D with, actually it's one of the, I think it's the largest lens that I have. Well, almost. I think the Tamron 18-400 is probably, I can't remember, Chotier I think is that Jared Polin uses. This is Sigma 17-50 f2.8. There's not much room for much else. So you can only really fit a smaller lens like a 50mm or one of those pancake lenses, you know, one of these prime pancake lenses in there. So there's not much room for many other lenses, which is normally why I've kind of developed the method of attaching. Obviously I don't want dust and dirt on the lens, so I normally attach the lens that I want to use onto the camera and put it in there, and that's basically the lens that I'll use while I'm out and about. And obviously, yes, at times, and again that's part of getting the other bag, is that I wanted to change lenses, and I thought, oh, this would be a great Like for example, this would be great use. You know, it would be a great opportunity. Like I did just a while ago when I was doing the sunset. I thought this would be a great opportunity to have the 18-400mm with me as well, but I just didn't have room for it in this bag. There is also the front pocket of the bag. Felt like she's sneezing there, but never mind. There's also a front pocket in the bag. There's kind of unsecured grey pockets here. I actually use that for the Crosstour batteries. I keep meaning to try and start using that Crosstour. I've tested it a few times, done a couple of videos with it, but I do want to, if I get out and about this summer, kind of try and do more videos of me out and about and showing you. It's not going through the EVF or the viewfinder of my cameras, but it kind of gives you an idea what I'm looking at, and I can do a voiceover or something explaining what I'm looking at, and showing you the picture. Obviously, there's also another mesh area there, a thin mesh area. You can see that. There's another mesh area there. That is where normally I keep my memory cards. Again, it's up to just really basically personal preference and whatever you want. So I've got memory cards here. I've got memory cards with me. That's the thing as well with this. Everybody's done it. I've done it 4 or 5 times at least. I've gone out, like I said, to use maybe 128 gigabyte memory cards. I've maybe used that memory card. Maybe I've got a couple of days where I'm able to go out and photograph things, and maybe I set, especially if you prefer, some people will prefer to use a particular memory card all the time. I've done it before where I've copied the photos onto my computer, edited them, maybe I've put them up on Facebook or backed them up onto a hard drive, whatever it is. I've got the ability now, right, I can clear that memory card. I clear it, I put the memory card to the side and can, right, I'll grab it in the morning or whenever I'm going out, and I forget it. So that way I've always got memory cards with me. So I've done it, like I said, 4 or 5 times at least. Even once I went all the way up to, I can't remember what it's called now, but up kind of near the observatory in Dundee. Went up there and I realised I'd forgotten to grab the memory card. And I didn't have a memory card in the camera. However, I had memory cards still in the pocket, so it's not too much bother. Again, it's something that if you organise your camera bag, it can potentially take some of the stress and strain out of, and worry out of your photography. You can just grab your bag. You know what you've got in the bag. You can just grab it and go. Again, organise it the night before, the day before, whenever. Now, getting to why I've decided to change the bag. This bag is good, like I said, it's held up for just coming on up to 6 years. Just a couple of months, it'll be 6 years since I got this bag, and it's held up really, really well, which is no surprise. It's an official Canon bag. So Canon always a huge brand, camera brand, and this is held up really well. Everything's still attached. The buttons have lost their black paint, but apart from that, and although there's some black paint come off the clips where I've used it, but other than that, it's held up really, really well. But the thing is, there's disadvantages and cons to this bag as well. It's a pretty small bag, like I said. You can't have many lenses. There is also the way of carrying it gets annoying sometimes as well. There's the shoulder strap, but there's also I've never really used it. There's waist strap, so you could clip it around you. But even if you're wearing the waist strap and have the shoulder strap on it, so it's kind of like this, which is kind of like women's handbag wearing. But I always still feel that I need to grip the bag with one hand, and obviously using a camera, that's a bit of a disadvantage. And so I've kind of decided, especially with backpacks being quite popular right now, and has been for the last several years, I thought, why not invest in something like a Duragadget bag. Now Duragadget, this just happened to be the brand that I picked out again. I just went on Amazon, I bought that bag in person, that Canon bag in person. This one I just looked online. I think it was $21.99 in total. Because you know, one of the things I will say about ordering things like camera bags, memory cards, batteries, sometimes if you're willing to wait just a little bit, you can select, you know, delivery for free for some items. Not always, but sometimes you can get free delivery if you click, like, say it's a Monday like today, when I'm recording this. It's a Monday. If you can wait till, say, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday maybe, then you might get they have the option of free delivery. So it's a good money saving tip. But anyway, these bags, like I said, just the one I picked at random, looked kind of like what I wanted. I don't know how durable this will actually be. Maybe could have done more research, and maybe there are better bags around the same price, around that same £22 price. Maybe there's, you know, better bags slightly more expensive. But anyway, this is one I purchased. I'll see how I get on with that over the next few months. Only taken out about 3 times in total. But it's certainly initial impressions are pretty decent. It's got movable and removable sections. Don't know what you call them exactly officially, but the movable sections where you can set up the bag to have not just your camera, but then you can have multiple lenses. Again, not something I couldn't do with that bag. I mean, I've only got 3 lenses in total, so these are the other two, the Samyang 24 f2.8 and the 50mm 1.8, and I'm wanting to get a couple more lenses this year going into next year. I certainly do want to save up and get a couple more, and so I could actually have a few sitting in my bag again if I'm out and I think, oh, this would be a great opportunity, or the light's fading and I want a better you know, a bigger aperture than the 3.5 to 6.3 of the kit lens, then the 20-70 kit lens that I have attached. Then I can switch to the 50 or the whatever lenses that I have, and so it's really good because you can set it and change it. Obviously it's not in properly, it's not set up properly at all. I just very quickly kind of put it together for the video again, and I do need to set and attach these properly. So I did have them, and then I was kind of playing around a little bit with how different setups and so forth for different lenses yesterday. Also, one thing as well, very quickly, it's got again 2 sections for memory cards and batteries. Some bags are kind of, I would say, slightly easier for setting up and organising. Some of them, just due to space or just due to you looking at them, you may think, right, well, you know, this size of this pocket is smaller, which I think is actually the truth. I don't know, I've not counted the ringlets on this or measured them, but to me the top area looks smaller, so I think that's more suitable for memory cards, and the bottom area is slightly larger, so it's more suitable for the batteries, which are also slightly larger. But then again, either way, whether, again, batteries and memory cards are the things that you're most likely to aim at, to want to grab. Again, apart from lenses, it's all right there. It's one of the good things about these type of bags as well. You just open it up and it's all there. Everything is there, from memory cards, batteries, different lenses. If you've got filters, I don't really do filters and things like that attached to the camera. I've never really tried it. Maybe that's something for next year, maybe. But depending on what, you know, size of threads I've got on my lenses, you know, the thread size for, you know, different sizes of filters, etc., might be something to try. But it's all right there for me to use, so I can grab whatever I want and then use it however I want to use it. Like I said, if I need another memory card, I'll grab another memory card. If I need another battery, I want to change lens, it's right there. And one thing I will say before I wrap this video up, like I said, you know, it's up to each individual what their preference is, how they work. Some people may prefer, like I said, to have memory cards in section A, batteries in section B, and if you are, you know, it's up to you. It's kind of, I think the easiest way to put it is the way that you prefer to work, or the way that you prefer to have it, so that if your natural instinct is right, like I said, memory cards in section A, batteries in section B, lenses in section D, whatever it is, I think stick to that. I would say stick to however works, especially if you're just a hobbyist, amateur, even if you're professional, I would say, and I'm not one to give professional photographers advice whatsoever, because I'm very much a hobbyist, but I would say if your instinct is to go section A for memory cards, use section A for memory cards. Section B, you instinctively want batteries there, go put batteries in there. Again, it's up to each individual preference of how you want to organise your bags, how you want to set things up, and how you want to do things. So, again, whether you come across somebody with the exact same bag as you, and they've got things, borrowing bags is highly doubtful. But if, like I said, you come across somebody and they've got, say, batteries here and memory cards there, where you've got the memory cards here and then there's the batteries there for you, for your preference. I would say stick to the way that you prefer it to do, because after all in all, it's your bag, it's your equipment, it's whatever the working method for you that works. I will say, like I said about that bag, about the final thing before I wrap up, one thing I have found with this bag, I'm only taken it out about 3 or 4 times now, I think 4 times in total, and I will take it out at the end of the weekend maybe, when I get the opportunity to go out and use my camera. One of the things I've found with the backpacks like that, it's very freeing. I can put it on my shoulders, wear it on my back, almost like kind of a school bag, and I've got both hands free to operate my camera. I always use the neck straps, always have done, the Canon, now the Sony. I always thought, just especially the built-up area that I'm in the city, normally wandering out the quite busy areas of Dundee. I'm not saying that it's dangerous, but it's just typical modern city. I found it really freeing, especially the first time. I was just like, wow, I have both hands free to operate the camera. Everything I know is in my bag, as long as I make sure the bag is zipped up, and everything's stored correctly. It was a very freeing experience to be able to just carry my camera around and use both hands to zoom in, zoom out, change the settings, do what I need to do. So that's kind of the main advantage of the kind of backpack style bag that I've found. But certainly it's up to each individual what type of bag. There's so many different types of bags available. It's up to each individual what they want to do, what type of bag they want to use, how they want to use it. And like I said, it's up to personal preference how you want to organise things, I think if you found a working method that works for you, keep at it, keep it going, unless you start to think, well, I'm wasting time here. Sometimes it's good to have a little bit of a look at that, but if it's working for you, why not keep it and work it the way that you want to do? Because after all, like I said, it's making life easier for you. It's taking the stress and worry off you, not anybody else. So if you found a good way of working, I would say keep going.